Today we're making lemon cookies. Delicious, beautiful, and super easy to make. Hi, I'm Robert, and from today's recipe we'll get about 40 cookies, depending on how big or small you want to make them. Let's get started, beginning with the dry ingredients that I've already weighed in a bowl. 315 grams of flour, 5 grams of cornstarch, 6 grams of baking soda, and 2 grams of salt. Set them aside for now. In the bowl of a stand mixer, add 170 grams of butter and 225 grams of sugar. Use very soft butter at room temperature. The softer and warmer it is, the better it will whip. I've also added the zest of 2 large lemons, preferably untreated lemons, so the zest is safe to eat. Attach the paddle attachment and start mixing on low speed, then gradually increase to high speed. We want to aerate the butter and sugar slightly so the mixture becomes lighter in color. Once the butter is aerated, add 1 whole egg and 60 grams of lemon juice. Since the butter is at room temperature, the egg should also be at room temperature. If you add a cold egg or cold lemon juice, the butter will firm up and the mixture may split when you try to mix it. Because we added lemon juice, which is mostly water and in a large amount, the mixture may look slightly curdled. Don't worry, this is normal and will fix itself once we add the dry ingredients. Mix a bit more, starting on low speed to prevent splashing. We just want everything lightly combined. Again, don't worry if it looks a bit split. Finally, add the dry ingredients and mix on low speed just until everything is incorporated. You'll see that the dough is quite soft, almost like a paste. Transfer the dough into a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap directly on the surface and refrigerate it. Minimum 3 hours, but I recommend much longer. Ideally overnight or even up to 24 hours, or up to 3 days covered in the fridge. The longer it rests, the better. The butter stabilizes properly before baking, and the baking soda, activated by the lemon juice, develops stronger and better flavors over time. After chilling for a few hours, the more the better, take portions of the dough and form balls. I like to make them 20 grams each for slightly larger cookies, but if you want smaller cookies, you can make them 10-gram balls. Try and see what you prefer. There's no strict rule. Simply take a spoonful, weigh 20 grams, and roll it in your hands to make a compact ball with no cracks. This is important because if the dough is imperfect, the cookies will bake unevenly. The smoother the ball, the more round and beautiful the cookie will be. Don't overcrowd the tray because the cookies will expand and spread in the oven. For example, I place about 10 cookies in this tray, and if I want to bake more, I use another tray. Don't cram them together. After shaping the balls, roll them either in granulated sugar and then in powdered sugar, or directly in powdered sugar. I prefer rolling them directly in powdered sugar. Try to coat them generously so that when they crack and expand in the oven, those islands of sugar remain visible and look nice. Place each coated ball on the tray, leaving enough space between them so they can expand without touching. After coating them, since they've warmed up from handling, put them back in the fridge for at least 20-30 minutes. Then, bake them for 12 minutes at 165 Celsius with fan or 175 or 180 Celsius without fan. This is how the cookies turned out. After baking, you'll notice they settle slightly. Let them cool completely before eating. You can store them for a few days at room temperature in an airtight container so they don't dry up too much. For more recipes like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram for lots of useful tips.